You've been told yogurt is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. It's supposed to support your gut, help you digest better, give you more calcium, maybe even help with weight loss. But what if I told you the yogurt sitting in your fridge right now might be doing the exact opposite? This is the part most people never hear. Because the yogurt industry doesn't want you to know how far modern yogurt has drifted from the original food our ancestors ate for thousands of years. Let's start with what yogurt really is. Traditional yogurt was simple, fresh milk, fermented slowly with live bacteria. Nothing else. That fermentation process turned milk sugars into lactic acid, preserved the milk naturally, and produced billions of beneficial microbes that supported digestion and immunity. But the yogurt you see in most supermarkets today is nothing like that. It's been industrialized, sweetened, thickened, and processed to survive months on a shelf. In the process, most of what made yogurt healthy in the first place has been stripped away. When you pick up a cup of fruit, flavored yogurt, and look at the label, it might say low fat or probiotic. Oh, it sounds healthy, right? But read the fine print. You'll often find 20 to 30 grams of sugar in a single serving. That's equal to about 7 teaspoons of sugar, nearly as much as a candy bar. Your body doesn't care that the sugar came from a healthy snack. It spikes insulin the same way, turning off fat burning and pushing that sugar into storage. So instead of helping you lose weight, that little cut might be adding to your belly fat. The sugar is there for one reason. When you remove the fat from yogurt, it tastes bland. Manufacturers add sugar, fruit syrup, or artificial malleable, and that's where the metabolic trap begins. The more sugar or sweetener you eat, the more your taste buds expect sweetness, and the harder it becomes to enjoy plain, real foods. Your gut bacteria also change. They start feeding on sugar instead of fiber, and that can shift the balance toward microbes that promote inflammation and cravings. Another hidden danger comes from the milk itself. Most commercial yogurt is made from milk produced by cows given growth hormones and antibiotics. Those residues don't completely disappear in processing. Over time, they can interfere with your own hormone balance and contribute to antibiotic resistance in your gut flora. If you've ever felt bloated, congested, or fatigued after eating yogurt, it might not be lactose intolerance. It might be your body reacting to the residues and additives in industrial dairy. Now let's talk about fat. For years we were told that fat is bad, that it clogs arteries and makes you gain weight. That's why the dairy industry pushed low, fat and fat-free yogurts. But here's what actually happens when you take out the fat. The product loses its natural creaminess and satisfaction factor. Fat slows the absorption of sugar, keeps you full longer, and carries fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K2. All critical for hormone regulation and calcium metabolism. Without fat, the calcium in yogurt doesn't get utilized properly, and your blood sugar spikes faster. Ironically, people eating low-fat yogurt often end up hungrier and craving carbs an hour later. Full-fat yogurt from grass-fed cows is metabolically much more stable. Many people reach for Greek yogurt thinking it's the healthier option. Authentic Greek yogurt is made by straining off the whey, leaving a thicker, more concentrated product with higher protein and less sugar. But be careful, most commercial Greek yogurts are not strained at all. They're thickened with milk protein concentrates, starch, or gelatin to mimic that texture. Real Greek yogurt should have just 2 ingredients: milk and live cultures. If the label lists anything else, you're looking at an imitation. The probiotic story is another area where marketing and reality don't line up. Yes, yogurt can contain beneficial bacteria, but not all yogurts do. Many are heat, treated after fermentation to extend shelf life. That kills most of the live cultures. Some companies sprinkle in a bit of dried bacteria later, just to make the label legal, but the number of living microbes when you eat it might be tiny. To actually benefit the gut, You need billions of active cultures that survive stomach acid and reach the intestines alive. Most sweetened yogurts simply don't deliver that. You're better off eating raw fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut, or plain homemade yogurt, where the cultures are genuinely alive. There's also the issue of additives. To make yogurt stable and uniform, manufacturers use gums and emulsifiers such as carrageenan, guar gum, and modified cornstarch. These can irritate the intestinal lining and contribute to low-grade inflammation. Artificial colors and natural flavors make fruit yogurts look fresh, even though the fruit has often been replaced by sugar syrup and chemicals. If your yogurt glows with bright pink or blue hues, that color is not coming from real berries. The texture of commercial yogurt is another giveaway. Traditional yogurt separates slightly. The whey rises to the top. Most people think that's a defect, but it's actually a sign of authenticity. Manufacturers know consumers don't like that separation, so they add stabilizers to keep the texture perfectly smooth. The more perfect the yogurt looks, the less natural it usually is. Now, what about plant-based yogurts? Almond, coconut, oat, or soy yogurts can sound like better options, especially if you're lactose intolerant. But many of these are just as processed. They often rely on gums, starches, and sweeteners to imitate dairy texture. Soy yogurts can contain phytoestrogens that mimic estrogen in the body, while oat yogurts tend to be high in carbs and can spike blood sugar almost as much as regular yogurt. Coconut yogurt made from pure coconut milk and live cultures is one of the few plant options that comes close to a healthy alternative, provided it's unsweetened. Let's get into what actually happens inside your body after eating a sugary, low-fat yogurt. The sugar rush raises insulin. Insulin's job is to push sugar into cells and store any excess as fat. When insulin stays high, fat burning shuts down. Meanwhile, your gut bacteria shift, producing more gas and inflammation. You might feel bloated, tired, or hungry soon after. Over time, this pattern contributes to metabolic syndrome. Higher triglycerides, more abdominal fat, and insulin resistance. All that from a food you thought was good for you. And then there's calcium. The dairy industry claims yogurt builds strong bones. But calcium doesn't work alone. It needs vitamins D and K2 to direct it into the bones and teeth instead of soft tissues. Most fortified yogurts use synthetic D2 rather than D3 and contain no K2 at all. Without K2, calcium can deposit in arteries, contributing to stiffness rather than bone strength. Whole grass-fed dairy naturally contains K2, but low-fat or non-fat versions lose most of it. That's why people drinking skim milk and low-fat yogurt can still develop bone loss despite high calcium intake. If you're eating yogurt for gut health, know that the gut ecosystem thrives on diversity. 1 or 2 bacterial strains from yogurt can't replace a diet rich in fiber, polyphenols, and fermented foods. Think of yogurt as a small piece of a much larger puzzle. Relying on sweetened yogurt for your probiotics is like relying on soda for hydration. It technically counts, but it comes with baggage. So, what should you do if you actually enjoy yogurt? The good news is, you don't have to give it up entirely. You just need to choose or make the right kind. Look for plain, unsweetened, full-fat yogurt from grass-fed cows. Ideally, it should have a short ingredient list, milk and live cultures, nothing else. If you want a little sweetness, add a few berries yourself. That way you control how much sugar goes in. You can also make yogurt at home with a starter culture. It's simple, inexpensive, and you'll know exactly what's in it. If you're lactose sensitive, try fermented dairy like kefir. It's made with a wider variety of microbes that break down lactose almost completely. Many people who can't tolerate milk can handle kefir meal without a problem. You get more probiotic diversity and less sugar, plus beneficial organic acids that support liver and gallbladder function. Remember, the goal isn't to fear yogurt. It's to understand what version you're eating. The industry has taken a natural, healing food and turned it into a convenience product that looks healthy but acts like dessert. When you bring it back to its real form, yogurt can still be part of a nutrient-dense, low-carb, gut-friendly diet. If you've been eating flavored yogurt every day, thinking it's helping your digestion or weight loss, start reading those labels carefully. You'll be shocked at how many include sugar as the second ingredient. Switch to plain Greek, or make your own for a couple of weeks and watch what happens. Many people notice reduced bloating, steadier energy, and fewer cravings almost immediately. That's your metabolism thanking you. In the bigger picture, yogurt represents a pattern we see across the entire food industry. Taking something once pure and healthy, processing it for shelf life, and then marketing it as the same old superfood. It's not just yogurt, it's cereal, juice, protein bars, and even plant milks. Every time we trade real food for convenience, we give up a little of the nutrition our bodies were designed to receive. So next time you reach for a cup of yogurt, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this the kind that's feeding my health or feeding my cravings? If the label is full of sugar, syrups, flavors, and gums, it's not really yogurt. It's a dairy dessert in disguise. But if it's full, fat, plain, and alive with real cultures, then it's the ancient food that supported human health for centuries. That simple distinction can make a huge difference in how your body feels and functions. Yogurt isn't inherently bad. The danger lies in assuming that all yogurts are created equal. When you understand the science, how sugar drives insulin, how fat regulates hormones, how live cultures work with your gut, you take back control. You don't need fancy packaging or marketing claims. You just need real food. If you care about your metabolism, your digestion, and your long-term health, start by cleaning up the little things, like what kind of yogurt you eat. Small changes add up fast. Choose real, unprocessed, full-fat, live-culture yogurt, and you'll get the benefits without the hidden harms. That's the truth most people never hear. But it's the truth your body deserves to know.